Grand Rising. Happy Sunday. I pray everybody's having a positive, productive start to your day today. If not, I pray that your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, and of course the Most High help you with that today. I also pray that He clothes us in His armor from head to toe, that He strengthens our discernment and guides our steps as we go throughout this day. That being said, today is Sunday, May 18th, 2025. It is 10:08 real time in my area. We're going to get started with a morning mantra, and then we'll get into the affirmations and then the oracles. It is a sunny, humid day in my area. I want to keep all those who have been hit by the recent storms in my prayers, sending you love and healing energy. I was listening to Max Velocity on YouTube this morning, and I think he said there's been 33 casualties from the recent storms. Homes have been leveled, lives have been lost. So I hope that everybody can send loving, healing energy to the people that are in recovery mode right now from those storms. I know Kentucky got hit hard. I think Ohio got hit hard, and Missouri. I think those are the three states that got hit the hardest. So, just another reminder to be grateful for the fact that you woke up this morning. You still have your home, your family, your loved ones. I do have the doors open and the dogs are up and moving around, so, and just excuse any distractions in advance. All right, and I've got 852 hertz in the background. Letting go of fear, overthinking, and worries, cleansing destructive energy. 234 on the timer when I looked. All right, we're going to get started with a morning mantra. That's too many. We just want one. If you're having good weather in your area, try to make it a priority to get outside and soak up some sunshine today. Soak in that natural vitamin D that Mother Nature provides for us. I'll do my best today, no matter what. Even if my best is way, way, way less than perfect, it still counts. So doing your best today to remain positive, to be productive, to have a peaceful day. Grand Rising. Hello, Scorpio. I am a Taurus. So 2 Scorpios. I don't know why I'm still shuffling those. We already got one. I hope you guys are having a positive, productive day today. Remember to be grateful for all the little things in life. Remembering to give today your best. Even if your best is just walking around with a smile on your face. Thank you. Thank you. Try to enjoy your day. All right, we'll get a grief affirmation. We never lose the ones we love, even to death. They carry on in every thought, act, and decision we make. Yes, we talk about that often. Our loved ones are always with us, whether it's within the memories that they created with us, the love that they shared with us while they were here. They are always with us, our angels, ancestors, spirit guides. They assist us, even if we don't acknowledge them, they are there. Although it does help to acknowledge them, remember that they're there with us, loving us and guiding us, even with when nobody else is. My day's been a good day so far. It's a hot and humid day in my area. but the sun is shining and I have a roof over my head and I woke up this morning, so I have a lot to be grateful for. All right, we're going to get a chakra wisdom affirmation. We'll get our incense lit, and then we'll get into the rest of the affirmations for the day. Third chakra, freedom of choice. We also see the sixth chakra, third eye chakra, intuitive perception. So third chakra and sixth chakra. Third chakra is the solar plexus, represented by the color yellow, a lotus of 10 petals. And then sixth chakra is the third eye chakra, represented by the color indigo and the lotus of 2 petals. We'll go with the solar plexus incense because that's the one that came out first. Pretty sure that is lemongrass. Shout out to Elegant Expressions Aromatherapy. That's the brand of the incense that I use. You can get these at Dollar Tree. Boombastic side-eye. Boombastic. Totally fantastic. Mr. Lover. I'm sorry. That's what that made me think of. All right. So lemongrass is the scent for the day. Color yellow. You know, I don't really talk about it very often on here as much as I used to. But when it comes to your chakras, not only aromatherapy, but food therapy as well. So eating foods that are the color yellow, squash, yellow apples, yellow bell peppers. All right. I have the freedom to choose, so I choose wisely because my decisions have a great impact on how I see myself and how I feel about myself. I own and accept and express my feelings unreservedly and do not try to escape them with my own mind games. I have free will to choose how I respond to any situation. I choose to respond with wisdom, clarity, and understanding. So no matter what you're going through today, know that you do have a choice, whether it's the people you interact with, the activities you participate in, the energy and the attitude that you carry with you throughout the day. And then we got intuitive perception. I know that what my intuitive senses tell me are true. I open myself to the truth that is within and around me, and I know that it is there for me to receive. I practice developing my intuition and know that it is a major aspect of who I am. In the stillness and silence of meditation and contemplation, I will experience and know the truth. So being honest with yourself about either your true intentions, listening to your intuition, knowing that those gut feelings that you get, those little intuitive messages that you get is your body speaking to you. We talk about it a lot, about being aware of your own energy so that you can understand what your body's trying to tell you. Also, strengthening your connection with the spirit realm so that you can pick up on the messages that they're trying to send to you. Last time with the affirmations, we did get heart chakra. All right, now we'll get an affirmation from the Wild Offering Oracle. Also, bananas with the solar plexus chakra, eating food that's the color yellow, bananas, banana peppers. Getting a lot of color in your diet benefits you in so many ways. Eating real food, not processed food. I had a steak and golden yellow potatoes yesterday. And then the day before, I actually shared a picture of the meal that I cooked on my community post day before yesterday. I had some garlic shrimp, and I was not aware that, I always thought that shrimp was bad for us, but shrimp actually has a lot of protein in it. very low in calories. I think if I remember correctly, it's also high in iron. All right. Wild Offering Oracle. Self-sufficiency. Let's see what we got last time. Last time we got change and relationship. Let's see. We got self-acceptance on the bottom of the deck. Intention on the top of the deck. So self-sufficiency and intention. Being aware of your intentions. The ultimate self-sufficiency is relying on God. It doesn't mean hiding in a cave and saying, I don't need people. Instead, it's saying, God is my source and I'm willing to receive all the help, love, and support that wants to come. And then intention. Intention is simply allowing the will and the mind to align and move in harmony. May I always focus on the highest. My intention is that all God's wishes for me come true. So setting intentions throughout the day, knowing what your intentions are and being true to those intentions. Knowing that being self-sufficient has a lot to do with having faith in the Most High, having faith in trusting in divine timing, knowing that what you need will come to you, but you have to put the intention out there. Ask and you shall receive. All right, now we'll get a Namaste card. A Stress Less from the Stress Less deck. Last time we got remember the things you are good at. I was sweeping and mopping before I came on to do this, so we talked about that the other day. Cleansing our space and cleansing our energy. Cleansing your home, spring cleaning. You know, opening your windows, opening your doors, letting fresh air in. Not only in your environment, but also within your mind and with your body. Looking at things with a fresh perspective. Intuitive perception, freedom of choice. Knowing that we choose what we allow into our lives, into our energy, into our space. My face just started itching really bad. All right. We'll get a Namaste. That's way too many. We'll acknowledge them though. Remember the good things came right back out. Or remember the things you're good at. The power of breath. Take what you need. Leave what you don't. We're not going to read those. That's too many. We're just going to get one. Hugs are free love. A lot of people are not huggy people. Also, be aware of the people that you share that love and energy with. Imagine what it feels like to receive a hug. Now, imagine what it feels like to receive a hug from someone you love. I say it a lot, or I used to say it a lot. When somebody hugs you, when you have that exchange of energy, you can, if someone truly cares about you and loves you, you can feel that energy through a hug. All right, there's a huge difference. Just by imagining a hug from someone who is dear and special to your heart, you can feel the sensation of love course through your body. Your body doesn't realize the person you are thinking of isn't there. A hug is a connection. Just like thinking of someone is a connection. Imagining a hug from someone dear to you can bring you a connection similar to if you were hugging your special person in real life. This positive connection will course through your body and help reduce stress. So kind of going back to our grief affirmation, you know, if you're missing someone, whether because that person has passed away or they're just not, you know, in your life and in your energy, you know, taking a few minutes to imagine, to feel that energy of what that hug feels like. I do that a lot when I miss my son. You know, just kind of remembering what that hug feels like. All right, now we'll get our state card for the day, get an educational moment in. Last time we got the state of Tennessee, which is my home state. These are kind of new that we've added to the daily energy. I like having little educational moments. To me, in my personal opinion, it's important to learn something new each day. Even if it's just something simple, it may not seem important at the time. You know, encouraging yourself to learn new things is a good thing. All right. I also want to encourage everybody to make sure you're drinking your water. It's getting that time of year where it's going to be hot and humid, and when you're sweating, especially when it's humid weather. District of Columbia. All right. Color blue. When you're sweating and up and moving around a lot, sweating helps detox your body. When you sweat, it releases toxins from your body. But if you're dehydrated or you don't have enough water in your body, you're not going to sweat the way you need to. All right, District of Columbia was founded on July 16th, 1790. Its status is a federal district. The state bird is the wood thrush. The state flower is American Beauty Rose. And the state motto is Justice for All. A quick fact, during the War of 1812, the British burned the White House, but the stone walls built in 1792 still stand. District of Columbia. It shows a picture right there of the state flag. All right, so there's our educational moment for the day. Now we'll get an Angel of Abundance card. Last time we got block out distractions and dreams of abundance. All right, so our morning mantra, I'll do my best today. No matter what, even if my best is way, way less than perfect, it still counts. So putting your best foot forward. Move that over here so I can see it better. Knowing that the energy that you put out is what comes back to you. Don't compare your day or your energy to other people. Just do your best. Even if your best is just waking up and stepping into the day. Something that I like to remind people is, start out with a simple task, just like making your bed. That way, at least you know that you've accomplished something in the day, even if it's just something small. All right, we'll get an Angel of Abundance. And then we'll pull from the Affirmators deck. I've been getting a lot of repeats out of this deck. Sever vows of poverty. Release resentments about money on the bottom of the deck. That's a repeat. Clearing debts. Very much connecting the two together. Sever vows of poverty and clearing debts. Dear one, there's no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self-denial that you may have made consciously or unconsciously in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions of time. So, releasing that lack mentality. All right, and then clearing debts. Your self-care involves removing the heavy burden of financial and emotional debts from your life. You already feel lighter and freer just by facing this topic and making a plan to clear present obligations and avoid future ones as well. So being aware of the obligations that you set on yourself. Yeah, and then also, not putting yourself in financial debt. Don't buy things that you don't need. Don't spend money you don't have. I've never been a believer in credit cards or loans or anything like that. If you don't have the money, then you don't need it. Having financial debts really puts a lot of stress on yourself. And then also it mentions emotional debts. Being aware of who you give your energy to, not obligating yourself to give your energy, time, and effort to other people. All right, now we'll pull from the Affirmators deck. Last time we got Don't Take It Personally and Good Things to Come. Self-help without all the self-helpiness. We've got Engagement on the bottom of the deck as we get started. Gentleness on the top of the deck. Being gentle with yourself. Maybe about, bad decisions you've made in the past. Obligations you've made in the past, debts that need to be cleared from the past. Being gentle with yourself about that. Don't be hard on yourself. Just do the best you can. Going back to our morning mantra, doing your best today, no matter what. Small, simple goals and steps to push yourself forward to a better energy, a better mindset. Setting clear intentions. Being self-sufficient. When you put yourself in debt, especially financial debt, you become dependent on whatever source that is that you receive those finances from. Being aware of your freedom of choice. It was 23:23 on the timer when I looked. Keeping an open perspective. We got clarity and courage. Seeking clarity. Having courage to seek that clarity. Stopping to listen to my inner self, I can easily separate my intuition from my mental chatter. The clarity of my intuition is a sweet, simple fruit that tastes familiar. And the mental chatter is a confusing, bitter rind that I shall peel off and chunk into the garbage or compost heap if your mental chatter happens to be organic. So going back to our third eye chakra affirmation, listening to your intuition, being aware of your intuition, trusting that will bring you clarity. Once again, we talk about it often, quieting your surroundings so that you can hear and listen to your inner self, your intuition. All right, and then we got courage. No one is fearless. No one. But even though I'm not fearless, I am courageous. When fear shows up, I don't run away from it. I use my courage to conquer it. My courage allows me to walk right up to that fear and kick it in the nuts. Then quickly hide behind someone bigger until it goes away. So, releasing the fear of the unknown, stepping out in courage and facing that fear head on, doing your best to have a good day, trusting your intuition that clarity will come when we push through that fear, having the courage to share a hug, to share your energy, having the courage to clear debts, severing the vow of poverty, having the courage to embrace the unknown. All right, now we'll get angel numbers and celestial insights. Last time with the angel numbers, we got 504, one day at a time. If you wonder what I keep looking back at, I'm making sure the dogs aren't trying to get out. My little beagle has learned that she can push underneath the fence in the backyard. So I try, when I've got the door open, I just try to be aware. She's already gotten out like 3 times since since the fence has been put up. All right, so do your best no matter what. Don't compare your best to other people. Relying on self-sufficiency doesn't mean, being self-sufficient doesn't necessarily mean relying just on yourself. It means, putting your trust in your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the Most High, trusting that they will send to you what you need, but remembering that you need, if you have not because you ask not. You have to be open and honest about the things that you need. Don't put yourself in debt for things that you don't need. Having clarity on what those things are. Releasing the fear of the unknown. Having the courage to step out in faith. Releasing emotional blockages. Going back to the clearing emotional debts. That was quick. 929, walk away. 3232 on the bottom of the deck, take charge. 1414 on the bottom of the or on the top of the deck, ignite your spark. So 929, 3232, and 1414. Walk away. Release, let go, new beginnings, self-respect, moving on, and freedom. Let go of people and situations that no longer support your spiritual growth. You deserve love and respect, and it is your right to seek environments that honor your well-being. What aspects of my life or relationships are no longer serving my highest good? How can I start moving away from these influences? Identify one relationship or situation that is holding you back and make a plan to gradually distance yourself from it. Focus on surrounding yourself with people and experiences that uplift and support you. We've talked about that a lot lately. Out with the old, in with the new. Releasing people, places, things, thought patterns, emotions that are hurting you or causing blockages. Kind of going back to the clearing debts. Releasing those things. All right, take charge. Empowerment innovative, leadership, self-determination, boldness, and improvement. Take control of your life and steer it towards your desired outcomes. Embrace the shortness of life by pursuing actions that enhance your well-being and contribute to personal growth. That very much lines up with our morning mantra for the day. What areas of my life do I need to take more control over? How can I make proactive changes to improve my situation? Identify one area in your life where you have been passive and take immediate steps to assert control and make improvements. Set clear goals and take deliberate actions towards achieving them. So very much going back and lining up with the walk away, taking charge of your own energy, your own growth, your own life, knowing that it's up to you to make the changes. Setting small goals to accomplish the bigger goal. Taking charge, having courage to take charge, having courage to walk away. And then we got Ignite Your Spark, 1414. Spark, inspiration, opportunity, joy, new beginnings, and positivity. Focus on your needs and desires with a joyful attitude. New opportunities, friendships, or even family additions may be on the horizon. Embrace the positive energy to speed up the process. What hobbies or desires can I focus on to reignite my passion? How can I stay open to new opportunities and positive changes? Identify one passion or hobby you've been neglecting and take a step towards rekindling it. Embrace a positive mindset and be open to the new opportunities and relationships that may come your way. So embracing change, having the courage to do that. You know, we've talked about it a lot lately. Finding things that maybe you used to do, creative hobbies or, you know, different activities that maybe you don't do anymore, and trying to make time to bring those back into your life, knowing that doing that will have a positive effect on your energy. Hello. Happy Sunday. I pray you're having a positive, productive day today so far. Making it a priority, setting the intention to ignite that spark within yourself, taking charge and being responsible of your own energy, and walking away from people, places, things, situations, mindsets that don't encourage that. Aw, thank you very much. I appreciate that. All right, now we'll get a celestial insights. Last time we got value, indication, boundary, let go, love, and allure, cherish. So, oh, look at that. And we got clarity on the bottom of the deck as we're getting started. And we've already seen the clarity card in our affirmations this morning. So seeking clarity, not only about the people, places, things, and situations around you, but seeking inner clarity, setting intentions to do that. Having the courage to do that. You know, a lot of times it's fear that stops us from doing that inner work. taking charge of your own energy, sharing your love with a hug, going back to the Namaste Stress Less card that we got. Hugs are free love. Even if it's a digital hug, you know, I used to say this a lot. It used to come up a lot. You know, sharing that your positive energy with other people. We've talked a lot about it this week as well. What we put out is what comes back to us. And sometimes just a smile, a hug, a positive comment can really turn somebody's day around. Having the courage to do that. You know, don't be afraid about what other people will think. Don't be afraid of people questioning your intention. As long as you know what your intentions are, that's all that matters. Walking away from people, places, and things and situations that question your intention. Being clear and honest with yourself and others about your intentions. All right. Celestial insights. Hope. Holding on to hope. We got tree on the bottom of the deck. We're also seeing reconciliation. And then patience on the top of the deck. Underneath that is commitment. So we are seeing commitment and reconciliation, whether that's with yourself, with your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the Most High, family members, friends. All right, hope. Hope is like a light in the darkness. Have you been feeling discouraged? Remember that difficult times are temporary. Hold on to hope, and it will lead you toward brighter days. Holding on to hope, knowing this too shall pass. Embracing change, knowing that, understanding and having clarity, knowing that sometimes change is scary. Sometimes change is hard. Sometimes it takes having hope that the change is going to lead you in a positive direction. Then we got tree. This is the first time we're seeing that card. Like a tree, deep roots create stability and growth. Are you feeling ungrounded? Focus on building a strong foundation in all areas of your life to support long-term growth. This actually came up for me yesterday, and it's coming up again right now. There's an old hymn. I'm not really sure what the name of it is, but it, like a tree planted by the water, I shall not be moved. Like a tree planted by the water. So, standing firm in your intentions, standing firm and trusting in your intuitive perception, standing firm in your freedom of choice, knowing that having the courage to do that will bring you clarity, having the courage to stand firm in who you are, what your intentions are, taking charge. A lot of times just that in itself can ignite that spark within you, going back to our angel numbers, 1414. You know, sometimes we get very passive. We get very discouraged. And so when we have the courage to stand in our beliefs, to stand firm in who we are and what our intentions are, and having courage to take charge, it can ignite that spark within. You know, it can, especially if we surround ourselves with people that encourage that. That is important, to surround yourself with people that encourage you to be who you truly are, to sometimes to bring out our own courage. Releasing people, places, and things that no longer serve us. Knowing that continuing to interact with those people or staying in those situations can actually put out our flame. It can smother our spark. Having the courage to walk away from people, that places and situations that do that, that can be very difficult. You know, especially if those people are people that you love and care about. That's when we have to be honest with ourselves and accept that, yes, I love you, but you have a negative impact on how I love myself. So I'm just going to have to love you from a distance. It's hard to do, but it's important to walk away from people like that. To let go of those emotional debts, those emotional obligations that we keep ourselves in. All right, and then we got patience. Patience is the key to achieving your goals. Have you been feeling restless? Trust in the process and wait for things to unfold. Great outcomes take time. So that goes back to what we were talking about with the hope and the tree card that we already saw. Embracing hope, having the courage to hold on to hope, having the courage to have patience. Reminding yourself that, you know, change takes time. Whoa, that scared the crap out of me. Hold on. Hey, hey, hey. Come on, Copper. Come on. Copper and Darling. Let's go. Hey, get inside. Come on, Darling. Copper. Get inside. Come on. Let's go. Go. Come on, go. I knew it was just a matter of time. There's some guy out there walking around. I tell you what, I haven't bothered to try to get to know my neighbors, but, you know, there's some weird people in the area. I'm just saying. But nonetheless, having patience, knowing that change takes time. Now that I've got the door closed, let me kick on my air for a few minutes. Be patient. I'll be right back. Practice patience. Excuse me, Papa. All right. I had to close the windows and stuff, but I'll just keep the door closed for the rest of the time so that we don't have any more distractions like that. All right, now we'll get a crystals card. Last time we got garnet. All right, so having patience, having hope, staying grounded like a tree planted by the water. And that goes back to what I talked about at the very beginning of the video. You know, making sure that you're getting enough water. Actually, while I'm saying that, let's pause and take a drink of water. Knowing that water helps cleanse your energy. It offers so many different benefits. Also, kind of going back to what we talked about the other day, taking a spiritual bath, using water to cleanse your energy, going swimming, playing in the rain, loving on your inner child a little bit and playing in the rain. Of course, not if it's thundering and lightning, be smart about it, but, love on your inner child a little bit. We don't, as adults, we don't do that near enough. All right. So having the courage to walk away from people, places, and situations that are not for our highest good. Taking charge and igniting your spark within. Igniting that spark of your inner child. Kind of going back to what we talked about earlier about embracing activities and things that maybe we used to do as children that brought us a lot of happiness that we really don't do anymore. Especially for those of us that don't really spend a lot of time with children, we kind of forget to do that. Maybe even spending time with some children and letting them help you reconnect with your inner child. All right. Sunstone. That's a beautiful stone. Love that color. Fulfillment, motivation, and contentment. Crystal fact. Minuscule flecks inside sunstone give this rock the sparkle for which it is named. That's beautiful. I don't think I've ever seen that stone in person. All right, let's look that up. Sunstone. That's a beautiful color. Very much orange, kind of yellow with some sparkles of maybe gold in it. Sunstone's spiritual meaning revolves around vitality, empowerment, and joy, reflecting the sun's energy and its life-giving nature. It's often associated with leadership, courage, and dispelling negativity, making it a popular choice for those seeking to boost their inner light and overcome challenges. Vitality, empowerment, leadership, courage, joy, optimism, self-empowerment, independence, sacral chakra, creativity, protection, and luck. Sunstone can be used spiritually in meditation, chakra balancing, cleansing, and protection. Sunstone has been valued by various cultures throughout history, including Native American tribes and ancient Greeks, who associated it with the sun god Ra. So there we go. Self-empowerment, independence, joy, optimism, kind of going back to what we talked about before, finding that inner joy, finding that empowerment to spark your, to ignite your spark. That really is a beautiful stone. I might have to look into getting me some of that. All right. Now we'll go with, let's see. We'll get a chakra wisdom oracle. Last time we got gratitude. Being patient and remembering that change takes time, but it's up to you to take charge and have the courage to create that change. Listening to your intuition, remembering that you have freedom of choice. It's up to you. whether you walk away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you. Staying grounded, going back to the tree card that we got with the celestial insights, getting yourself grounded, going back to our stone, spending time in the sun. Absorbing the sun is a natural way to get vitamin D. Being aware of all the benefits that nature has to offer. Kind of going back to what we were talking about cleansing your energy, playing in the rain, going swimming. It is that time of year. I love swimming. Even though I'm not a water sign, I'm an earth sign. I do consider myself a water baby. I'm a creek baby. I love swimming. I don't like the beach though. Although, the beach, ocean water has its own health benefits, but just water in general. Having the courage to step out of your comfort zone. Look at that. Gratitude flipped right back over. We're not going to take it again because that's what we just had. But look at that. So being grateful for all that Mother Nature has to offer. Being grateful for the lessons learned. Being grateful for our angels, ancestors, spirit guides, the Most High. They are always there with us, offering us assistance, encouraging us to have courage to make those small little changes in our life. Look at that. Bittersweet. Beautiful. We talked about that bittersweet energy the other day, and this is bringing it up for me again. The movie Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise. You don't value the sweet as much when you don't experience the bitter. I'm getting bittersweet memories. I'm hearing that song, something symphony. Is it Bittersweet Symphony? Let me look that up. Going back to our grief affirmations, we never lose the ones we love, even to death. They carry on in every thought, act, and decision we make. Those bittersweet memories, memories that make us that were happy memories, but they make us sad because those people are no longer with us. I think that's what it's called. Bittersweet Symphony.
Bittersweet Symphony.
Yeah, The Verve. Bittersweet Symphony. That's from the movie Cruel Intentions. Going back to our affirmation, intention, knowing and having clarity, accepting clarity, and knowing, listening to your intuition, knowing that not everybody's intentions are good intentions. I can't play the whole song because it'll copyright. Wow. So bittersweet symphony that's life. All right. I can't play it too much because they'll copyright me. I don't really understand it. I don't know why I always get copyright. I've watched several channels where, they have music playing in the background the whole time and they don't ever get copyright. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just doing it wrong. I don't know. Maybe I'm not holding my mouth right. Who knows? All right. Blue November. A window is opened as a door gently closes. The legend. We celebrate in the midst of grief. The celebration has been planned for the birthday child. We cannot tell the child that our hearts are not joyous. If merriment rules in our home this day, so does sorrow that a child cannot see. God bless you, departed friend. God bless you, birthday child. Inspiration. The passing of all things is inevitable. Whatever is happening may require release. This card could also represent unexpected news. I mean, lining up with our angel numbers, walk away 929, releasing people, places, and things that no longer serve us. Personal inquiry. Parents often make difficult decisions not supported by their children. Can I see the strength in the choices of others? Key ideas. Hidden blessings. Celebration tempered by sadness. Protecting someone. Ability to honor others. And new horizons. Key words. Poignancy, release, and maturity. Bittersweet. Bittersweet memories. Embracing those memories. Not letting the grief surpass the joy. It's also the color blue. The color blue represents the throat chakra. So speaking about it, sharing those memories with others, this picture has white doves. You can almost see in the picture, like, this is the mother energy. This is a daughter energy. I'm kind of getting like, see how she looks like she's kind of flying up with the birthday cake, giving it to the mother energy. Allowing yourself to feel those emotions, having the courage to embrace the bitter and the sweet. All right. Now we'll pull from the Wandering Heart Oracle. Last time we got 27 and 28, redemption and reclaim your power. You know, going back to our angel numbers, taking charge, ignite your spark, and walking away, knowing that it will be bittersweet to have to walk away from certain people, places, things. But having the clarity and the understanding that knowing that that's just part of life. Kind of going back to what I said earlier about, you know, even though you love somebody, even though you appreciate the time that they've been with you, understanding that sometimes you have to walk away from those people for your own good. Having the courage to do that, and having the understanding that it will be bittersweet. It's not going to feel good, especially if that walking away is in the form of death. That knowing that they will always be with you, even though they may not be with you in the physical, your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, they're always with you in your energy. Embracing the time that you had with those people, going back to the namaste card that we had with hugs or free love, remembering what that love felt like. Staying grounded, going back to the tree card that we got from the Celestial Insights. Staying grounded and remembering the things that those people taught you, whether that was lessons or just sharing knowledge or maybe clarity and perspective that they offered you while they were still here. Not even though they're not in your life anymore, remembering those things, not taking those things for granted, knowing that everything serves a purpose. You know, maybe your lost loved ones, maybe those people encouraged you to be true to who you are. Maybe this is a reminder of that. You know, maybe I'm totally connecting with this energy right now. Maybe they're trying to help you reignite that spark within yourself. Maybe when you lost a loved one, you kind of lost your spark for life. We got free expression and fertility on the cut as we're getting started. Do your best today. Push through the pain. Have hope that this too shall pass. Knowing that you're not alone. You're not the only, you know, a lot of times when we're dealing with loss, we feel like we're alone in the world. Having the courage to reach out to the people that are still in your life. Being honest with yourself and admitting that maybe you just need a hug. I know I can't give you a hug in person, but I'm sending you, if this is something that you're dealing with right now, please know that I'm sending you love and healing energy. You know, we all deal with loss in different ways. The Fool, number 38. Restore, number 10 on the bottom of the deck. And then Fall Back, number 35 on the top of the deck. So don't fall back into don't fall back into bitter energy. Don't be a fool. Don't let life pass you by. A lot of times, no matter what kind of pain it is, it can cause us to like withdraw from the world. Don't do that. If you are doing that, try to find something that can reignite your spark for life. Take charge of how you feel. You know, we talk about it a lot. Feelings need to be felt. If we don't feel them, then we just hold them inside, and it can cause a lot of internal issues, even health issues. Being patient with yourself, loving yourself through the pain. Not being afraid to ask for help. I'm getting that energy a lot. Guilty as charged. You know, a lot of us, we hesitate to ask for help because either one, we don't want other people to know what we're dealing with, you know, whether it's pride or whether it's just we don't want to feel like a burden to other people. Even if we're not talking about physical people, but your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, you know, let it out. Write it down. Sing about it. You know, let yourself release it. Whatever feelings that you're dealing with, whether it's pain, anger, discouragement, hold on to hope that this too shall pass. All right, 38, the Fool. counterproductive, and repetition. Smirks and eye rolls are being given. You know better. And when you know better, you do better. Period. This card invites you to examine your surroundings. Wow, totally lining up. Ask yourself the necessary questions. Are you engaging in productive activity? Are you entertaining healthy relationships? Are you ignoring undeniable deal breakers? Are you prioritizing your best interests? Are you moving with caution? Are you bending your moral code to hold space for the undeserving? Are you accommodating special needs for those who don't think twice about your comfort? Are you seeking adornment from an outside source? Are you being honest with yourself? Are you repeating habitual patterns that do not elevate you? Are you pretending to be glad about the shortcomings you receive? This card encourages you to strive for improvement. I mean, we've been talking about it throughout this whole pool. Walking away from people, places, things, mindsets that no longer serve us. Being honest with ourselves about what those things are. Yes, it may be bittersweet to have to walk away from people, places, things, patterns that, maybe we've participated in for our whole lives. Listening to your intuition about what the things are that you need to walk away from, knowing that receiving the clarity, having the courage will allow you to take charge to walk away, and that walking away will help reignite that spark within you. Bam. I don't know why I like saying that so much. I guess it's probably kind of old school, but there's an old chef that used to say that. Every time he'd put seasonings and stuff into food. Bam. All right. Now we'll get Animal Ally Birds card. Last time we got Bluebird and Puffin. That being said, I saw the Blue Jay again yesterday, and I saw 2 bluebirds yesterday. I spent quite a bit of time yesterday. I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but I actually got a little bit of sun. I needed it, I'm pretty pale, so it's time to start putting on the tan. All right, so pushing through that bittersweet energy, doing what's best for you, making decisions based on what your needs are, and not making time for people, places, and situations that have a negative impact on your life. I am not saying that that's easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it's for our own good. But you have to take time to sit and think about that. Do your best today, no matter what. Do what's best for you. Do what's best for self. Not in a selfish way, but in a smart way. You know what I mean? In a self-sufficient way. Not being selfish and greedy, but knowing that it's up to you. It's up to us as individuals to do what's best for us, to take charge of our lives. My right eye just started twitching. Don't be a fool. Don't give to people, places, things, situations that are not for your highest good. Knowing and accepting that, sometimes we have to release those things. My right eye is still twitching. Let's look that up. I've looked that up before, but I don't want to tell you wrong, so we're going to look it up again. What is the spiritual meaning of your right eye twitching? Hold on, let me pause this. The spiritual meaning of right eye twitching varies across cultures and belief systems, but it's generally associated with change, intuition, and spiritual awakening. Right eye twitching is seen as a sign of significant change or transformation on the horizon. It could indicate spiritual awakening, increased sensitivity to energies, or a heightened sense of intuition. Some believes it signifies the opening of the third eye. Wow, the third eye chakra, which is linked to intuition and psychic abilities. We did get the third eye chakra this morning. Intuitive perception. Right eye twitching can also be interpreted as a sign of energy shifts, disruptions, or unresolved emotional or spiritual issues surfacing. What were we just talking about? It might suggest that you are processing suppressed anxieties, fears, or past traumas. All right, there we go. I just didn't want to tell you wrong. All right, animal allies, birds. A lot of blue out here today. We got blue cardinal, kingfisher on the bottom of the deck, Eureka on the top of the deck. Red represents the first chakra, base chakra. Red is also the color of love, affection. All right, cardinal superpowers. Romancing yourself, confidence, fresh starts, determination, emotional encounters, and deep conversation. Cardinal wisdom. Messages may come from anywhere, even from loved ones who have transitioned into the soul world. To tune in, sometimes you just need to sit under a tree and listen. What have we been talking about? Loss of loved ones. Knowing that they're always with us, guiding us, loving on us, even if we don't acknowledge them. It's better to acknowledge them. It's better to open and be aware to your intuitive perception so that you can see the signs and synchronicities that they're sending. When Cardinal appears, listen to the small voice inside your heart. What does it long to hear in this moment? What message would feel supportive to you? Repeat it out loud to yourself and see what magic happens. Cardinal wants you to know, pay attention to the signs and omens right now. You may find meaning in something as simple as seeing a flower or looking to the skies. Trust in what makes its way to you. Trusting that this too shall pass. Trusting in the signs, synchronicities that you're seeing. Trusting in your intuitive perception that what you're feeling, there's a reason for that. Having patience and knowing that this too shall pass. I keep getting that a lot. You know, whether the emotions that you're feeling is because you're having to walk away from people, places, or things that no longer serve you, or losing someone you love, or just having fear, pushing through that fear to do what's best for you. Going back to the Fool card, and then our solar plexus affirmation, freedom of choice. Knowing that you always have a choice. And in that choice, choose courage. Choose clarity, even though it may hurt. Embracing the change instead of being afraid of it. Loving yourself through the pain. Loving yourself despite loss, despite the fear, despite the confusion. Loving yourself through all of that. Pushing through. Taking charge of your life. Igniting your own spark, not relying on outside sources to do that. Trusting in your own intuitive perception, trusting that the intentions that you set hold power. Being self-sufficient, trusting that you know what's best for yourself, not letting other people, their opinion or their expectations determine what your life should look like. All right, now we'll get a Archangel Fire card. Last time we got Raziel, number 25 of the Violet Flame. It's not an easy, this life isn't always easy. That bittersweet energy, during hard times, try to remember the good times so that it can kind of push you forward. Knowing that the trials and tribulations come and go. Going back to our Angel of Abundance cards, clearing debts, whether those are physical debts, emotional debts, eliminating as much of that as possible will help you embrace positive energy again. A lot of times we don't realize that we're holding on to emotional connections that aren't there anymore. We talked about it a little bit the other day. Even if you've walked away from a situation of any kind, a person, place, environment, even though we've walked away from that, a lot of times we still carry the emotions that we had when we were still participating in that. So being honest with yourself that maybe, there's still emotions that need to be released. Anger is a big one. Emotional pain and emotional anger, in my personal opinion, are some of the ones that are the hardest to let go of. But acknowledging and being honest with yourself that doing that could be holding you back from what the new things that are coming in. Being patient with yourself during that process, knowing that it takes time to heal those emotional wounds. It doesn't happen overnight. Don't be so hard on yourself. I went through that for a long time. I used to really beat myself up over and over and over again. I should be better by now. This shouldn't bother me anymore. It shouldn't be so hard to let go. But I'm speaking from experience when I say that thought, that mentality makes it even harder and holds you back even more. Don't be so hard on yourself. Love yourself through that pain. Have the courage to love yourself, even when you feel like nobody else does. And it sounds, it sounds easy, but it's really not. Number 40. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Melchizedek. Let's see if we can look that up and see how to pronounce it. It just looks like a tongue twister. All right, Melchi. Oh, it popped up right away. It's showing him as a priest. All right, let's see.
Melchizedek.
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 Melchizedek. Wow, that's a mouthful. All right. Melchizedek, card number 40. He's got, if you see, he's got the planets orbiting around his head like a halo. He's holding a staff that has like clouds or smoke coming out of it, and that's what's around him. Ooh, so clouded thoughts, clouded judgment. All right, let's see. Look at that. I opened right up to him. Melchizedek. Ascension. Melchizedek is the universal logos. Like the president of the universe, he represents the overlighting consciousness of our cosmos. And so he's a bit like a grandfather of the archangels. Keeper of the ascension pathway, he acts as the bridge between heaven and earth, who helps us find enlightenment. He governs the universal golden ray, the silver violet flame of self-transformation, sacred geometry, and the 7 cosmic rays of creation, which are all contained within the highest diamond light spectrum. My first encounter with him was on an ordinary day as I was traveling to work by bus. As I was tired, I had my eyes closed. I began to meditate using a process I had taught myself. I started breathing in white light, consciously drawing love into the heart and then sending love out from my heart to everyone and everything around me. What have we been talking about this whole time? Hugs are free love. I felt a sudden fizzing and tingling sensation as love rushed through me. Similar to my experience I shared with Metatron, I met an enormous being with a long white beard of cloud and a grandfather quality. His feet were on the earth, but planets orbited around his head. His aura was all the colors of the rainbow outlined in sparkling gold and silvery violet light. I asked his name and a booming voice replied, I am I can't even remember how to pronounce it now. Melchizedek. I know that's not right, but anyways. I asked if he had a message for me, and his voice boomed 2 words: spiritual alchemy. I didn't know what it meant at the time, but it set me on a path to pursue the wisdom of my highest truth. If you have drawn this card, you are indeed an ancient soul who has chosen to return to Earth to assist in this great awakening for humanity. his message. Beloved, this message comes with confirmation that you have now been initiated into the order. Wow, let's see it. Let's listen to it again.
Melchizedek.
Melchizedek. You have been initiated into the order of Melchizedek, an etheric lineage of ancient souls who are returning to earth to assist with the ascension. I am always with you. So that kind of lines up with what is said about the eye twitching, that ascension energy. To truly embody one's highest truth and light takes great courage and strength. What have we been talking about? Having courage. When you step into this role, you become aware that you have a responsibility, not just for yourself, but for all life. To embody the divine in human form is the highest level of spiritual attainment we can reach while here on earth.
Melchizedek.
As a Melchizedek soul, your task is to heal and integrate all your timelines within this current lifetime and become one with your God self. Wow, that's powerful. And that very much, like in a nutshell, is what we've been talking about this morning. Let me turn my air off real quick. I'm starting to get cold now. It's 11:37 real time. Let me get a drink of water too while we're paused. So going back to what it said about, his aura was all the colors of the rainbow. What that made me think of when I was reading that was all the chakra colors. So, like all your chakras being in alignment, your energy being aligned with the universe. All right, now we'll get an animal spirit card. Last time we got cosmic egg, bat, and moth. Embracing the bitter with the sweet, knowing that it's all part of the journey. Having the courage to embrace your path. Having the courage to allow that spark within you to be reignited. Let me grab my vape real quick too. Walking away from people, places, and situations that do not encourage that. Taking the time to listen to your intuition to get a new perspective on things so that you can receive clarity on the people, places, and situations that you need to walk away from. Releasing physical and spiritual and emotional debts so that you can sever vows of poverty. Whether that's financial poverty, emotional poverty, physical poverty. Don't be a fool. Embrace the good things in life. Walk away from the bad things. Don't make decisions based on what's best for everybody else. That will make you the fool. Do what's best for you, not necessarily in a selfish way, but in a constructive way. All right, let's get an angel or a animal spirit card. Remembering to keep your eyes open for messages from your passed over loved ones. Going back to the cardinal card that we got from the animal allies. Confirmation. Swan wanted to show itself. Elephant. We want one to actually flip out. Thank you. Turtle, snake, and frog. Hasn't been that long since we got snake energy connected to the Kundalini energy. Snake is earth energy. Frog and turtle are water energy. Snake, guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that our creative life force lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within you. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there's no more time to waste. When in balance, prosperous, creative, and charismatic. When out of balance, starts and stops many things. To bring into balance, Kundalini yoga and meditation. Going back to our angel numbers, ignite your spark. Take charge. You know, it talks about not wasting time. Walk away, take charge, and walk away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you so that you can ignite that spark within. Take the time to meditate and to think in a quiet place so that you can receive the clarity that you need so that you can do that. So you can hear that inner voice telling you who, what, when, where, why, and how you need to make the changes. That still small voice that's within all of us. If you're constantly surrounded by distraction, you're not going to hear it. All right, and then we got frog and turtle. 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 Ancient soul, grounded, trusting, and at home in self. It is wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. Like the beaver, the turtle has a strong relationship with the earth and water elements simultaneously. So does frog. That's interesting. This helps to ground and connect them to the deeper truths of life. Ooh, my finger just started itching. Okay. No matter where their travels lead them. Turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all the other books and begin to tell our own true tale. When in balance, peaceful, adventurous, and productive. When out of balance, slows down to a halt. To bring into balance and adventure. You know, and another thing that they always say about turtles take their homes with them everywhere they go. It's their shell is their home. So, traveling energy, almost like a gypsy energy is what I'm kind of getting. All right, and then frog. Clearing, cleansing, and healing. Very much lining up with everything that we've talked about this morning. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element. What did I talk about at the beginning of the video about the water? And then emerges to rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished. So it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. Wow. Time to dive in. Frogs are not meant to carry a heavy load. When in balance, clear energy and enthusiasm for life. When out of balance, depleted and running on empty. To bring into balance, lake, river, ocean, or bathhouse. Bam! It all just came full circle. Cleansing is needed. Rejuvenation is needed. Being honest with yourself and knowing that it's needed. Go swimming, take a spiritual bath. Look in this picture. I talked about playing in the rain, and what is he doing? He's sitting in the rain. It all lines up. Embracing that bittersweet energy, knowing that everything's going to be okay, despite the pain, despite the pressure, despite the confusion. Have the courage to love yourself enough to let go of the people, places, and things that no longer serve you, to embrace the intention that's within your heart. Take the time to learn and see what that is. Self-introspection. Clearing out the fog in your mind. Releasing people, places, and things that maybe encourage you to neglect yourself. All right, now we'll get an herbology card. Last time we got 50, rebirth. You are your own medicine. Knowing and having the clarity that it's up to you to love yourself enough to do that inner work, to cleanse your energy, to cleanse your life of people, places, and things that no longer serve you. This card was flipped over already. Card number 36, Cacao Foresight. We're not going to take that one, but it was already flipped over in the deck, so I wanted to acknowledge it. Cleansing your space. We talked about that at the beginning of the video. Not only in cleansing your internal space, but cleansing your external space. Do the best you can with what you have. You know, no, you may not have sage or Palo Santo or frankincense, but just cleanse. Water. Water in itself, on its own, offers cleansing. Especially natural water, rainwater. You know, if you're getting rain in your area, I encourage this a lot, and I do this a lot. If you're getting rain in your area, even if you don't have a rain barrel, you know, if you have a mop bucket or, you know, an empty storage tote or any kind of vessel that can hold water, outside, collect rainwater, wash your face in it, wash your hands in it, you know, put it in a spray bottle and spray it on your hair, you know, depending on how much you're able to collect. Rainwater is the best. It's the best. And going back to what we talked about earlier, we're seeing it in the frog card, playing in the rain. You know, no, you may not be having, you know, great sunny weather in your area, but embrace the rainy weather. Get out and play in the rain. Use it as an opportunity to wash away all that negative, stagnant energy. It feels so good. If you've never done it, please listen to me when I tell you that you can't understand how good it feels until you do it. It's very refreshing, very invigorating. Especially if it's a cold rain. Oh, now I want it to rain. Not really. I got to play in the rain the other day. And I collected rainwater as well. And it is stormy weather season. So, if you don't already do that, please allow me to encourage you to do that. $30, Destiny, Echinacea. If you see in this card, it's got a sun and a moon. And if you actually look at the flowers, they look kind of droopy. And look, going back to our celestial insights that we got, look at the roots. Getting grounded, planting roots. Look at this ring. I wonder what that represents. I'm sure the card will. That is a snake. Look at that. It's the same exact image. This one is gold and this one is silver. Wow. But notice how these flowers are kind of droopy. Almost like a sad energy. Don't be sad. It's bittersweet. Don't be sad. Allow nature and your angels, ancestors, spirit guides to help pull you out of that sadness. Okay, there's water energy there as well. Card number 30, Echinacea. Destiny. Wheel of change, life cycles, bigger vision, fortune, and fate. Let me get my foot up off the floor. My feet are getting cold. Many Native American people consider echinacea to be a protective spirit medicine, and some of the root is often included in medicine pouches worn around the hip or neck. The Navajo consider echinacea to be a life medicine, one of the 40 ceremonial plants used for specific healing rituals. On the Great Plains, echinacea washes and poultices are favored to dress wounds, stance infection, as well as provide pain relief for sore or torn muscles. The seeds and roots of the variety known as pale purple cornflower were popularly used in a decoction to cure colds and flus, reduce fevers, soothe burns and boils, and treat arthritis and rheumatoidism. Many Native American tribes also call it snake root, as it was used as an anti-venom for rattlesnake bites. In sweat lodge ceremonies, the roots were chewed to assist in purification and adaptation and to ease pain. The plant was strewn across hot coals to add to the steam and was said to help participants withstand the heat. The Omaha Native American tribe would coat their hands in echinacea root so that they could take hot food out of boiling pots without being burned by the heat. To this day, echinacea is used prominently worldwide and proven effective in fighting infection and combating colds, flus, and upper respiratory infections. Echinacea primarily tackles the liver, the blood, and stimulation of the immune system, all of which falls under Jupiter's rulership. Jupiter herbs like echinacea have a powerful ability to prevent the damaging effects of stress on the organs, enabling deep protection on a multi-organ level. Guidance. The snake eating its tail is the wheel of change, resembling the cycles of life and death. The sun and the moon orbit and spin the wheel of change, representing our earthly dominion. The echinacea sprouting in the center represents evolutionary consciousness, unbound by the confines of destiny. Like the Wheel of Fortune, this card may signal a twist of fate, a time where something in life shifts us and reorders us elsewhere. Echinacea has shown up in your cards today to remind you that the universe is always in motion and nothing is by accident. The key to see through the cycles of destiny is to remain centered and fluid, flowing with the course of life. The elusive judgment of good and bad only limits the vision of the great understanding. Step back and observe the great vision at play and be unbound by the passing influences. Wow. That was a beautiful message. I actually use echinacea in my tea. I'm going to get my container and kind of show you what it looks like in raw form. I don't know how well you can see it, but if you look, you can see the little purple specks in there. This that I got this time, I got from Frontier Co-op. It's member owned since 1976. You can get it in 1 pound bags. That's where I get all my herbs from right now because I'm not able to grow my own. But very good. Like I said, you can make tea with it. Like it said in the reading, you can make a poultice out of it. It has a lot of medicinal purposes. Okay. And finally, we'll get our Mary Magdalene card, and then we'll be done for the day. 1:48:38 when I looked at the timer. It's 11:56 real time in my area. Last time we got the rose. I trust divine timing. Everything comes from within. Mary, Mary, full of grace, what advice can you give us today? I hope this message has helped somebody today. I hope if you come across this video, you take the time to really listen to the whole thing. We all benefit from a little bit of extra encouragement through going throughout this life. Whoa. Card number 22. Shut up. Ascension. Farther up is further in. A lot of ascension energy out here today. Everything from the twitching eye to our archangel. All right. I don't think it's been that long since we saw this card either. Page 22. All right. It's such a wild and let me start over. Actually, let me get a drink first. It's such a wild and miraculous moment when we realize that the good has never been above or beyond or fully outside of us. It's such a wild and miraculous moment when we arrive at this truth that the great, big, unsayable love that is the good is actually right here within us. In this fleeting body, in this bramble of an ego, like an indestructible rose perpetually at bloom in the center of who we are. We did get the rose yesterday or in the last pull, I showed it. It's such a wild and miraculous moment when we realize that farther up is actually further in. There's a legend that Mary Magdalene lived in a cave in the south of France on what is referred to now as Saint Bam, the holy mountain. It is said that she was lifted up 7 times a day from the cave to high above the cliffs of the holy mountain. Artistic depictions of this legend have Mary lifted up physically by at least 4 angels. One way I used to distance myself from Mary's humanity was to imagine that this happened for real, that Mary was actually lifted up into the air by a bevy of angels. Once again, acknowledging the assistance of our angels, ancestors, and spirit guides. It was such a wild and miraculous moment when I realized that these angels met Mary from within her own heart, and that the 7 times a day refers to the 7 powers of the ego, and the practice of recognizing and realizing them at least 7 times a day. For me, ascension happens by descending deeper into the truth of who we are. The angels lift us up when we forget that the good is not distant, above and beyond us, as if the good is way, way up there in heaven, too high for us to reach in these lowly human forms. The angels lift us up and remind us that the good has always been right here within and among us. The good is what we are and what we do. The good exists not on a vertical, but on the horizontal. We are eye to eye with the angels, not below or beneath them. The good is what's present right here within. Yes, heaven too. Farther up is further in. The soul voice meditation. What happens when I remember that the good is right here within me? Loving yourself, acknowledging that your heart is where your truth lies. I can't even add anything to that. This was a beautiful message today. I hope that it encourages somebody. I hope that if you made it to the end, that this gives you the strength and the encouragement to take charge of your life, to walk away from. I'm getting goosebumps right now all over. My legs, my arms are covered right now. Having the courage to embrace the bittersweet that life has to offer, maintaining hope and having patience with yourself and with others, having the courage to take charge, to ignite that spark within you, knowing that that's where your true power is, gaining clarity on what you need to walk away from. Don't be a fool. Don't make decisions based on what's best for other people. Do what's best for you. Clearing emotional debts. Do your best. No matter what other people's best may be, do your best. And remember that we never lose the ones that we love. We carry them in every thought, act, and decision that we make every day. As always, be blessed for what you have, the big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. I said that wrong. Be grateful for what you have, the big, the small, and the blessings yet to come. If you see a need out there today, tomorrow, next week, if there's any possible way that you can fill that need, please do so. You may not only better their day, but you could possibly change their life, and you never know the impact it could have on yours. Be blessed, find peace, and I'll see you next time.